Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. This is Pastor Darren Lamont Edwards, lead pastor of United Believers Community Church. Thank you for joining me in another virtual Bible lesson. This one is simply called The Forge or Forge. Listen, how God makes or shapes you into his imago Dei, the very image and likeness of God. What is the process that God sends us through? To forge is a verb, which means something action has to happen. What does God do? What does he heat up? A fire, a furnace? What does he have to hammer down on or beat us into that we become into the shape, the situation, the person, the personality that God intended for us to be from the very beginning? And I don't know about you, but as we love Romans 8:28, that all things work together for the good, we gotta love Romans 8:29, and that we all might become into the likeness of him who made us. That's the imago Dei, the image and likeness of God. And so based upon this movie that's coming out called The Forge, that really addresses the issue of how God allows the heat or the hammer to make us into what he desires for us to be. I want to walk you through just a few teaching slides that will help you acquiesce and understand what God is doing in the present tense to get you ready for the future reality. So if you'll call somebody, text somebody, tell them that the virtual Bible lesson is going down right now with Pastor Darren Lamont Edwards. Give me some thumbs up and hearts. And if you're ready for the word, just type that into the comment. I'm ready for the word. And let's see what God has to say to us. What are you doing, God? He's doing the forge. He's heating it up or he's hammering it out so that you, and you over there might become into the person that he intended for you to be. Let's go. So forge is when my faith gets refined, not refixed, refined. It's refined through the fire. Sometimes it's refined through the flood. But God is working on my faith. That word forge again is a verb. It means to form, to use concentrated effort. God is using something specific in your life to shape you, to form you into the object. Sometimes he will heat, sometimes he will hammer, but whether through the heating or the hammering, you will become in the shape that God intends for you to be. So in 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6 and 7, it says, in this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while. Somebody shout out a little while. Somebody type that into the comments, a little while, just a little while. Just a temporary situation. Don't lose hope in it. For a little while, you may have had to suffer. You may have to go through grief and all kinds of trials. These have come so that your faith will be of a greater worth, better than gold. And that gold that you're considering perishes. What God is doing through you, he is refining you. There it is. Through the fire, that your faith may be made genuine in him. Listen, that's the way the process works. In 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6 and 7, somebody type that into the comments. 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6 and 7. That's what God is doing through your situation, your circumstance, that trial, that ordeal that you're going through. God is refining your faith. Let's go. So in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, the B portion said, take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ. That's the part of forge. The part of God will hammer and heat up, will make you change your stinking thinking, make you change what is holding you hostage, that I can't in your life. God is taking it to become the I can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. That I am not. God is saying to you, I am. I made you to be the light of the world. I made you to be a city that sits on the hill. I made you, child of God. And don't put what I've given you and hide it under the bushel, but put it on the candlestick so that all may know that I'm working in your life. That's the forge. God is hammering some things, heating up some things, so that every stinking thinking thought in your life, according to 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, the B port, take that thing captive, put that in the jail cell so that you can live obedient to Christ. Here we go. So the first thing you need when God forges, when God is hammering or heating up things in your life, he's creating confidence in you. Can I get about 10 people to type that into the comments? Confidence. God wants confidence in your life, in mine, in your life, in mine. God wants confidence. Mary went to the disciples with the news, I have seen the Lord. When Mary took that word, everyone saw Christ die on the cross. And Mary now has to have confidence that what she had just seen, she had to confidently deliver that. Even when everybody saw something different, Mary had to have the confidence, y'all. I've seen the Lord, and I've seen him risen. I've seen him alive. God wants to create confidence in you. Come on, confidence in you. Where are you struggling right now? Everybody else don't see it, but you do. And God has you to deliver that word of what? Confidence. God will heat things up, hammer things out to give you in your life more confidence. But also, God will heat things up, hammer things out so that you might finally become the mentor that God really wants you to be. There's got to be some mentoring in your life. There's got to be some give back to your life. No. You're not going to be like everybody else in this post quarantine world that's turning back. No, God is going to use you to give back. God's going to use you to give back. Mentoring. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Who are you sharpening? Who are you preparing? Who are you mentoring? Who is it that they can look to you and model ministry or life or business or function, whatever that is? Somebody ought to be looking at you and sharpening who they are just by watching how you do what you do. So God will heat things up, hammer things out in your life to give you confidence, to make you a mentor, but also to keep you obedient. God will give you obedience. I wish I could get somebody to type that into the comments. God will give you what? Yeah, you got it. What is it? Obedience. God will give you confidence. God to give you this word, obedience. God to give you mentoring. But in this one, obedience, listen to what it says in the movie. You devote yourself to following the Lord no matter the cost. That's where you got to line up with obedience with God. No matter the cost. No matter the rumor. No matter the speculation. No matter the hyperbole that people try to put on you. You devote yourself to following the Lord no matter the cost. God will heat things up, hammer things out to keep you obedient, to make you obedient, to be a willful, cheerful follower of Christ. Here we go. Confidence, mentoring, obedience, woo, trust. God will heat things up, hammer things out to develop more trust in your life and in mine. Listen to what it says in Isaiah chapter 42, verse 6 to 8 portion. I, the Lord, have called you in righteousness. I will take hold of your hand, hold to his hand, God's unchanging hand. You ought to hold to his hand, God's unchanging hand. Build your hopes on things, you got it, eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. I know I can't sing, but I trust one day I will. Hey, are you willing to take hold of God's hand and where he leads me? Old church would say, I will follow. I will go with him all the way. That's trust. That's trust. I can take hold of his hand and not understand where he's going to take me, but wherever he takes me, I'm holding to his hand, which means he's going to protect me. He's going to provide for me. He's going to create the right moves for me. He's going to show me the doors that are open and the doors that need to stay closed. But I've got to trust enough just to hold to his hand. I saw that in my own personal life with my granddaughter, Akila. We were in Playa del Carmen, and we were out in the marketplace, in the market square, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people. And instantly, I saw my granddaughter grab my hand. She just held to my hand. It was as if, I don't know where we're going. I don't know these people, but I know if I hold my Papa's hand, my Papa Doc's hand, wherever he leads me, it's going to be protection and provision. I don't have to know where I'm going, but I'm going to hold to his hand. And I believe when holding to his hand, he's going to protect me and provide for me. I got that from watching my granddaughter have trust in her Papa Doc. So what if Akila can trust a Papa Doc, then Papa Doc ought to be able to trust an unchangeable God. A God who's the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. A God who has done it so many times. If my granddaughter can trust me, then I ought to be showing my granddaughter we can trust him. But I got one more for you. You ready? Staying positive. Staying positive. God's trying to forge that in you. To stay positive. Stop being so negative. Stop being a naysayer. Stay positive, child of God. The Lord is good to those whose hope, there it is. Hope is to see the future without seeing the future, but know that God is in the future. That's hope. Whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. Lamentations 3 verse 25 says, stay positive, child of God. So in the final analysis, I've given you the keys that God is going to refine in your life. I hope you wrote those keys down that I've given to you. Research them, study them. After you finish with this virtual Bible lesson, it's going to archive on this social media platform. Rewind it, share it with a brother and sister. Sit down with a small group and watch it together and have some insight and dialogue on what you believe this particular lesson is saying to you. Let God refine your faith. He's forging it. He'll allow things to heat up. He'll bring things down to hammer it out so that you can become the imago Dei, the likeness of him who made you. Hey, this has been your virtual teaching with Pastor Darren Lamont Edwards, lead pastor of United Believers Community Church in Kansas City, Missouri. Until next time, peace.